The Rover L-series. Some say it's a reliable tractor engine, very noisy, but others see it as an opportunity to go a bit faster than what you would expect. This one is fast. Fast. Really fast. I mean, faster than you would expect it to be. The car is in ignition blue, but that's not important. What's important here is that it's fast. And you see that tube behind the grille there? That might give a little indication as to how fast it actually is. Oh, and the intercooler just there as well. The car isn't as clean as I would like to see it. Oh dear, no, this is really just a bit on the grubby side actually. And just a bit on the low down side as well. Rear lamps like jellies. It is actually a ZR, but it looks like a Rover from this angle because it's got Cosmos alloys on. Twin pipe, stickers everywhere. Genuine Rover roof rail. Roof, that's not standard. And if we have a look on the inside of the car, we can see bucket seats and a ZS body kit. And look at this. Oh, now you see the chap who owns this car is a bus driver, and what he wants to do is feel at work whilst he's driving his car. So he's had this wheel fitted like that, so he can drive around like that. That's the expression you're supposed to have with your elbows up. Don't work with this body kit there though. Recaro seats, obviously not standard. Saggy headlining, definitely standard. If we go through here we can see the boost gauge. That shouldn't be funny, but it is. These aren't standard either, are they? No. They're out of a TF. Look, we have a secret button there to switch. Which one's on or off?
Up is the aggressive map.
So that's
on. Super smooth.
Oh right, and then see. You put that down, it switches it back off again. Yeah. The rest of what you see in here is actually just standard ZR stuff. Getting in and out isn't exactly standard, but you know, I'm not as young as I used to be. That might be why the problem is a problem for me, but it's the same problem for him. He's just admitted he's a lot younger than I am, but he's not enjoying getting in and out of his own car. That's standard. Most of what we see under the bonnet is of course just a standard L-series engine, an engine known for having 101 brake horsepower. Being as that this is a ZR and not a 25, it might be standard as 115, but that's still not very much when you consider what it could be. And what it could be is this. Strut brace doesn't make any difference to the power, of course, but what does are the SDI injectors and the special Chaz Lee ECU and the intercooler stuff here and something else that I can't remember quite what it is. This spongy thing there won't really help, but it probably won't hinder things too much. The standard 101 brake horsepower is kind of makes it a little bit nippy, makes it usable. Some of the old ones only had 99 brake horsepower, and that difference of 2 horsepower probably is neither here nor there. The 115 brake horsepower that the MG had was respectable, made it a nippy little car. But how about 200 brake horsepower? 200? How many Newton meters of torquey stuff does it have? That's the next question. Another strut brace in the back. As you can see, the car drives perfectly happily at the speed limit or even below. Temperature gauge looks like it's rising a little bit.
That's where it sits.
Is that where it sits? I am currently the passenger in this car at the moment, and I'm wondering whether I should be scared or not. He's probably going to put his foot down ever so slightly now. Yes. God, that's a stiff old clutch, and the seat is incredibly, well, hugging. The other thing I notice here is because the steering wheel sticks out quite a bit further than what we do as a standard. I was looking for the indicator and it was in the wrong place because I was feeling there for it and it's not there. My first task would be to just drive this like a normal car, because most of the time in whatever car you have, you've got to be able to drive it normally in order to live with it. And if you can't live with it, then you're not going to enjoy it. Third gear. That is quite sad. You don't really feel it from this angle, do you?
Yeah.
So does it feel quite different for you?
Yeah, it's
do you like it?
It's a lot more scary than the passenger seat.
There isn't really enough room to actually get any speed. The steering feels nice and tight actually, which is what you'd expect. In fact, it probably wouldn't take too long of actually driving this before you forget that you're in some sort of messed about with ZR rather than just a standard car. Now, with a diesel, the best gear is third gear, isn't it?
Yeah,
second, you've just run out of power too quickly, so that's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Because you don't run out of, you go in third gear, you don't run out of gear before you have to change. You know,
yeah, I think the limit is about 70 miles an hour in
I'm aware that if I keep on doing that, you'll have no more fuel left to get to Blackpool. You're not going to Blackpool though, are you not?
No, we're not.
I don't blame you. It's a horrible place. Actually, I don't mean that. Sorry, Neil. Okay. You can't help it though, can you? It's just a little bit addictive. So I'm pretty well pinned into this seat there. If I had any wider hips, I really wouldn't be able to get in at all. So this car is not for the ladies. Not the kind of ladies that you have these days where they always have massive bottoms. I mean, I like that kind of thing, but gosh, they go out their way, don't they? They go to the gym so they can get massive bottoms. Brilliant.
All brand new.
That's how you do it, isn't it? Shit. So, what did you think of that? In some ways, you might think that this car has essentially shot itself in its own foot, or at least the owner has, for having something old, preserving an old car, but making it into something that really isn't. The old preservation of old stuff because of the carbon footprint malarkey has already been trodden isn't quite the same when of course you're making a bit of smoke like that. I may as well tell you what I think. I like it, but I don't particularly like the stiff suspension, but it just shows just how much grunt this thing has when there's practically no suspension on the back, yet you go through the gears and it still manages to push the back end down. I prefer it with normal suspension. The bit I like about this car is the engine and the way it goes. Not really too keen on the bus driver steering wheel or the Tesco gear knob. It was a fun experience, so thank you very much, Finn, for bringing this car along. And on that note, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking this video, thank you for not pressing the unlike button, thank you for being a channel member. Only 99 pence or more. Yes. Stop making songs out of stuff and people might be more interested.